Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Over 2 decades of sports radio dominance in Utah.
My favorite.
This is DJ and PK on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Win big this Wednesday on the KSL Sports Zone with Win Tickets Wednesday. This week, you can win a pair of tickets to see Post Malone with special guests Jelly Roll and Carter Faith at Ricecle Stadium on July 28th. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Get your tickets today and listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win.
All right, man. Austin Post and Jelly Roll. He just got divorced. I know him as Jason DeFord. You know him as Jelly Roll.
You could do this all day long. You and your celebrity names. What is Jelly Roll's name?
Jason DeFord.
Jason DeFord. Okay, got to remember that.
Yeah.
And it's Austin Post?
Yeah.
And he turned into Post Malone. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, got to get him down. Got your all-time favorite celebrity names? Name changers?
Yeah, just simply David James from David James Sniggledorf III.
All right, time for the question of the day. See, this is something, you put one up here that can really apply to everybody. Everybody's got a little bit of experience with this, I think, PK. Morgan Scalley says he's signing off social media for the season. Do you want the players to do the same? Say goodbye. Shane says, Morgan's already scared what Ute fans are going to say about him.
I don't know about that. I think that it's a sign that he's trying to set the tone. He's the leader, right? In the colleges, and then you can argue any sport for that matter, but certainly in the colleges, the coach has so much power and authority. He's the president, the GM, and all the titles that everybody has at the pro level that they sort of delegate out. Well, in the college level, that's really everything. Literally everything rests, and it's an amazing task, particularly in football, because there's so many folks that you are over. Just the players and the staffs are bigger than ever. We know that, right?
Kyle said it, for a long time he was saying it's like running a village, and then when the staffs exploded, he said it's like running a small town.
Yeah.
Move past the village.
And then so many of the adults and the non-players, they have families, and in a sense, you're responsible for them. You want to make a change. It uproots a family, little kids, blah, blah, blah. So there's so much that goes on in there, and I don't really know people. I guess I know some people who have managerial jobs in the private sector or what have you, but it doesn't seem like they change as frequently as in coaching. It seems like every year there's changes, and then you decide what you decide, and it has an effect on so many different people. So the coach, particularly in college football, it's really just a huge position of responsibility, and him being the first-year guy, I think if he signs off as defensive coordinator, well, it's a ho-hum. But when you do this and you make an announcement, because he went on social media and said that, he's trying to set a tone. And he's a first-year guy on top of that. So I get the intent of guys from here on out, it's business. And he's actually doing it a week or two early because usually it's right around August 1st. They get together. They may have a little coaching retreat. I know that Kyle used to take him up to Snowbird and sometimes, and wherever it might be, and get together a few days before, and then the players start coming in on the Friday before the first practice. I believe the first practice is August 4th, but they have the check-ins ahead of time, and then it really is go time. And so he's trying to send a powerful message to everybody involved in the program that it needs to have the utmost focus, the utmost attention, and all that stuff. So I think it's kind of cool that he's doing it. Now, it would be super cool if the players did it.
If they actually all did it. Good luck with that.
I think it would be great.
I think coaches are pretty unanimous in the amount of negativity on social media, and we've heard the stories about gamblers, people gambling literally on every play. It doesn't matter how good you are, how awesome you are, you're going to throw an interception or drop a pass or fumble or miss a tackle or whatever, and all kinds of blowback, and they don't need that kind of stuff rattling around in kids' heads. So I'm sure coaches would prefer that the players do that. But it's so ingrained generationally in so many people, it's hard to believe they will.
Well,
doesn't seem like it could hurt. It seems like it might be able to help.
If Morgan can do it, why couldn't somebody else do it?
They could. I just don't think all the players will.
If he instituted a rule, you'll hear like a basketball team will say, okay, just random, no donuts during the season, whatever. I'll just use that as an example. No alcohol. I mean, at BYU, they do that all the time. No alcohol during the season.
Common rule.
Right. And no...
For a long time now.
No caffeinated drinks, if you want to make it a little simpler. They'll do that type of stuff because diet really matters, and it goes a long way towards your energy and all the stuff and your spike and sugar or whatever it might be. So we know all that. No sweets. But it has, besides any physical in terms of the diet thing, it also has a psychological, we're in this together. It's just us. It's us against the world. If it's a college basketball team, it's the 15 of us and the coaching staff and training, whatever. And so we're part of this. You see that if they have a dress code. It goes beyond this simple manner of, oh, you'll look good. No, it's more about it's a closet effect in terms of we're the only ones doing this. And so we're going to stand out, my brother, my sister, whatever it might be. So there's other reasons to do it that I think they can bring teams together.
Little team building exercise.
Yeah.
We bonded.
It unifies and bonds and all that stuff. But I think this is an important step for Morgan the first season because it really sets the tone for what is about to come. And this is his program now, and it's something that he's literally been waiting for his whole life, as he is the truest of all the Utes who've ever been in that stadium.
Of all the Utes, he's the most Ute.
Yeah, he's the Utest. And he's spoken about that. And, I have concern about that, too, because I saw it with Gary Croton. Now, he didn't play at BYU because I don't think he was quite good enough, I assume. I don't know. I don't remember. But we know he grew up metaphorically in the shadow of the stadium, and he's clearly has been his whole life a football guy. Last I heard, he was coaching up at Moore Park in Simi Valley. I think his kid was there. He coached Pine View High School. He might be coaching a Little League team this fall for all we know. This guy lives and breathes coaching football, loves to coach football, knows football. I had an opportunity to sit and watch a part of a game with him, and he would see the formations as the teams were breaking the huddle, and he'd call the play. He wasn't calling the play to wow me what his impressions of his knowledge of football. He just knew football. He went one time in the grease board thing, was breaking down the Tampa 2 coverage for me. I know a little bit, but I don't know as much as those guys, and he's breaking it down. So the point I'm going to make is that BYU job, that was it for him. And I think that was part of the issue because he had success other places, but the BYU job, oh my gosh, I am the coach there.
It's the dream.
Yeah.
It's the mountaintop.
Right.
And then even though it's kind of a cliche, no one puts more pressure on me. You get that kind of job, you do put a lot of pressure on yourself.
He did. His dad was there every day, and it was kind of sad to see that he got swallowed up in it.
There are some parallels with Morgan in that regard. It is the dream. I mean, he went to Highland High.
I know he did.
He's like, he's been in the U's backyard forever.
Yeah. And he's got to be able to think clearly. And so for him, not being involved in social media, which I would advise all those folks to do. I mean, I once told the spouse of a coach, get off social media.
It'll drive you nuts.
Yes, I demanded. Yeah. I sort of got in her face on that.
Did she?
As far as I know.
She took you serious.
I mean, I can't.
I
wasn't there 24/7.
See, that's the thing with the players. You can tell the players to get off, and you would know if they posted. I mean, you could track that, but you wouldn't know if they looked at it. And there's so much being said now, and you can think it's dramatic and it's overstated. And in some cases, maybe it is. But there is so much being said. There has to be not only some truth, but I think there has to be a lot of truth to the fact that the mental health of athletes is a big deal. It is a problem in some cases. To what degree, probably just varies person to person and case to case. But having so many people crack on you after you lose a game, after you make a mistake, that
or
just
just
isn't
about
helpful.
your life. It doesn't even have to be related to the game. Donovan Mitchell, I'll insist, got caught up in it. And I know Locke was celebrating because some elected guy lost. And then I said, well, maybe if he stayed off social media. And then, of course, Locke, going to defend him, came back. Well, he insulted him. Okay, two things can be right.
Yeah.
The guy shouldn't have insulted him.
And
the other guy, get off social media. Who cares what some ding-dong says about you?
And that does bring up the point, and I suspect this is true, but I haven't asked a bunch of people about it yet. Maybe I should, is that I'm sure they hear about stuff, after the game because somebody's lost a bet. But is it the point where somebody places a bet on a Tuesday, they just pick Team A to win, and then they start picking on Team B on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Just stay off social media. Why put up with all that stuff? What value do those people have? What do they know? Why does it matter what they say? What is it based on? Nothing. And coaches are so careful. We've talked about this multiple times, and they've been careful for years. We were just talking about somebody who just pulled a total Jerry Sloan. Who was it? It was a coach who was rough. Oh, it was Pablo. It was Paulo Mastroeni. Be hard on them when they win, because that's when they can take the teaching, because you're getting all the positive feedback from the win. But when they lose, be super careful. They're already fragile. They didn't get the reinforcement from the scoreboard. But the public does the exact opposite. And the coaches only do it because they've learned the hard way. They've touched the stove and it's hot. Oh, better not do that again. That wasn't very helpful or productive.
Yeah, well, there's going to be criticism is going to come your way.
Sure.
I mean, no one's going to escape it, especially now more than ever, because everybody can put stuff out there and have all this nonsense that they can do anonymously, or even if they have their name on it, whatever it might be. But usually it's anonymous. And, I mean, I get it all. Not all. I don't get it as much anymore, but I used to get it a lot, all the shots. Or maybe I'm not exposed to it because the shots don't bother me nearly as much as they used to.
And you don't look at it as much as you used to either.
I don't, no. Yeah. Although I've said this a million times, if somebody has a criticism and they email me and they put their name on it, I will respond.
Right. But we literally have people who are hired here to do social media and who write us to do social media. And it's moderately effective. Alex, you're laughing because I just told the truth, right? It's moderately effective. For a bunch of us, it'd be super easy to walk away from it. Now, the other thing is, we're not 20 years old, and we didn't grow up with it. It isn't part of our everyday life. We don't feel like we're giving something up.
Okay, but how long has it been out?
Social media?
Yeah.
I don't know, 10, 15 years.
No, I'd say longer than.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can go look and see when you joined Twitter.
Yeah, it's probably 25. Yeah, it's probably 25. You're right.
Okay, that puts Morgan as a 20-year-old. So he grew up with it.
To a degree, you're right. I guess he did. Yeah.
He's 46 years old. I think it's an important message to send to the team. It'd be great. I think it'd be a real unifying factor if you saw no one be involved in it. Because it's just a slice of life. I don't necessarily know that it's an accurate slice, but it's a slice, and I don't know that it expands beyond. People who are involved in it think it's such a big deal, and everybody's involved in it.
Nope.
And the reality is it's not.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Right. But you are caught up in it, so you think everybody, blah, 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 blah. And that's not the truth. And it would, if the team would hunker down on this, because they have an opportunity to have a really excellent season. To what degree remains to be seen. But I can argue that they can be in the second week of the playoff.
Yeah. And even if that happens, they will have people blasting them on social media along the way.
Or they don't even make don't even make the playoff. You can go 11-2 and not make the playoff.
We've seen that.
And go 11-2 and you don't make the playoffs because somebody didn't vote you in. And if somebody didn't vote you in, that's on them, not on you. You lose 2 games, as they did last year, one of which is by 3 points, and somebody decides that you don't deserve consideration. Well, screw them, the way I look at that. That doesn't take away from the excellent season that you had. But I really like what he's doing as a first-year coach to try to make his mark, because even though the players ultimately decide, it's like in the beginning, all eyes are going to be on him. Mm-hmm. How's he going to be? How's he going to run a side? Now, he did have the one game that gave us a taste of it, and that turned out extremely well.
Yeah.
Although I did have somebody, they put Parker in to get 1,000 yards, and somebody from within the team on the sidelines at that time said that was a bleep move. Managed to come over to me.
To tell you. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Chasing stats, don't do it.
Actually, the game was still going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think. I've had plenty of guys over the years
say something walking off the field,
mm-hmm.
but not until the clock hit 0.
Right.
To get a comment before the clock hit 0, that's unusual.
Yeah,
Maybe unprecedented.
It was for me, yeah. And with that in mind, I thought, whoa. So you're going to have critics every which way. But yeah, those have been some of the best conversations, because at that point, the emotion is extremely raw.
That was exactly the phrase I was expecting. That's exactly what it is. Everything's right at the surface.
Right.
They have not gained perspective yet.
Although it's not necessarily all negative.
Right, but perspective can work both ways too. Yeah, I get
A lot of it has been negative, and it's voiced in frustration.
Right. But you've gotten stuff after big wins. People have said stuff to you that you've not forgotten.
Yeah. When the Utes won, they won a road game up at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was the one I was thinking of.
Somebody said, this is the breakthrough game.
Right.
We've been waiting for this, because they had a game against Washington, was it 2 years prior? And they looked like they had that game in hand, and they blew it. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys who was carrying a clipboard, and from Washington, it's a long walk you go down the other end, the open end of the stadium. So it's a pretty good walk.
You go towards the lake?
Uh-huh. Mm. And then you turn right and go up in the locker room, breaking the clipboard, just looking at me, just so furious. But I had, what was it? I think it was the SC game, and that's a little different, because it was the Pac-12 title game, so they put out the stage, so the post game takes way longer before you even get to it, right? Because they do a celebration right there. And Scalley, I talked to him, and he broke down what they were doing defensively and how he would call it, but it was like a dummy call. And then the Trojans would call, then he'd reverse the call and get in the real defense. And he's going through, and I was fascinated by it as he's using that example of what's up. As far as, and I actually heard Mark Harlan in one of his recommendations to have Scalley use that very thing as an example, his ability to adjust on the sidelines, so adjust to the adjustments after you made the adjustment. Yeah.
Got a little dizzy there.
Right.
You got to adjust to the adjustment of the adjustment.
Yeah.
Adjustment to the third power.
They set something up. SC would respond to it, and then they'd change it.
Yeah.
So you got 3 formations going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it would be like trying to trap them or trick them and whatnot and get them in a confusing situation. And we saw they won that game and won that game going away. And it was very, very impressive as far as what they did from the defensive standpoint. So that on the field stuff doesn't happen at home as much. It's more on the road.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I'm not really sure why, but it's been a lot on the road.
There's more people around at home. It's more distracting. Although sometimes you still have a short interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what Morgan thought after that K-State game, and he didn't say a word. But he walked right by me, shook his hand, congratulated him, and he had a look of fatigue and desperation and confusion and disappointment, just like all in one on his face, and he never said a word. But, you know, we've interacted with him so many times over the years, you could just read his face, and he was gassed. He was absolutely exhausted. Tried to put everything into it, trying to just figure out how to get 1 or 2 stops at the end of the game, and they failed so often to get stops.
And they won the game.
They did. And relief was part of all those emotions.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what he does and how he responds. And because it's not going to be all sunshine and roses, obviously. It never is. But what do you do? And what you don't want is how you interact with the media. It seems like anytime there's a blow-up, that signals the end has begun.
The frustration's that high.
Yeah.
The questions aren't answerable.
Nice of you to show up, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that was...
All what losing?
It was a sign that you're out the door.
Yeah.
Don't get involved in any of that.
And I wonder if he'll start faster than Kyle and Kalani, who are like Kalani's having a good run, and Kyle had 2 great decades. But it wasn't easy for either guy at the start. Kalani was 27 and 25 after 4 years. Now, the last 6 years have been completely different, but the first 4, there was a lot of stuff to figure out, and somebody had imposed on him. But there was a lot of stuff to figure out. And now it seems like he's just flying. The last 6 years, the only thing that derails them from double-digit wins is quarterback injuries. They missed 2 years. They had quarterback injuries both times.
Well, yeah, they were independent, though. I mean,
the other 4 years,
Bronco had slipped, too.
Yeah.
It was the situation.
Kyle started 16 and 13 over 2.5 years and then went on a incredible tear after that. But it was it was a struggle at the start for both guys. So we'll see how it goes for Morgan. But being off social media, not a help. He doesn't need to hear a lot of that. All right, DJ and PK, the expected breaking news in the world of college sports. We'll get to that coming up. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.